Okay, this video is entitled "I Can't Lose Trade" for a reason. I'm going to show you what I mean by that, but basically every time I take a trade, I'm trying to get it to become a can't lose trade as quickly as I can. So I'm going to demonstrate that using CCJ, one of our calls from today. But it's also kind of a response to an email I got from a guy that was upset when he realized that I sell some of my position at a dime. I think he was alleging that that meant that our results page, which clearly states the entry price, how tight the stop was, and how high it went that day without hitting the stop. He was alleging that that was like I was painting a false picture, because then he joins the chat room and sees that I sell some of a position at a dime. It's clearly marked on the results page that where we enter, where the stop is, and the high of the day without hitting the stop. I wouldn't post, if it hit the stop first and then ran up another dollar, that price wouldn't be the high of the day. It's always the high of the day after we called it and before it hits our stop. So it's very clear, it's very honest, but this guy was upset because after watching us trade, he realized that we sell some of a position quickly, we break them up into parts, and then get the rest of the stop tightened up so it's a can't lose trade. There's no better feeling when you're trading than having a can't lose trade. Then you've got a chance for the rest of your position to have an accidental home run, a term we've coined in our chat room, without ever having any money at risk, or once you put some money in your pocket, that is. There's always money at risk when you first take a trade. So as an example, CCJ from today, we called let me get this right here. We called CCJ right over this candle, 31.42, and the worst case stop, 31.35. 7 cents at risk, okay? Now 9 minutes later, it's at 31.57, so that's 15 cents. Absolutely, in my opinion, it's prudent to split your position up. I don't care if you do it in halves or thirds, but it's prudent to sell some. And your stop can even remain here because your stop was 7 cents below. You put a third or half, 15-cent profit in your pocket. You can leave your stop there the rest of the day, and you've got a can't lose trade. You understand? So, but for whatever reason, this member was upset because we split our positions up. But to me, if you're going to trade, every trade you should aspire to make a can't lose trade. In other words, put some money in your pocket quickly, tighten up your stop such that if your stop gets hit, you can't lose. At worst case scenario, a flat trade. If you trade for a living, you're going to have a lot of flat trades, but you're going to have some nice accidental home runs, and any loss you have should be minimal if you're trading right. So that's what we mean by can't lose trade. And then in addition to that, you also saw in the title a nice chart for tomorrow. So I want to show you this too. All right, PCX. Very nice looking daily chart. You've seen me put out charts like this before. 14.15 was the high here. These are daily candles. Monday's high, 14.08, and today's high, 14.05. So we've got our favorite setup, stacked catalysts, okay? 14.15. Let me get these numbers right one more time. Anyway, here's the catalyst, 14.06. If it gets there tomorrow, I'm going to buy some. That should get us to 14.09. That's what we mean by stacked catalysts. That would be Monday's high. And that should get us to 14.16. And you can see 14 has been resistance for PCX. But if it starts knocking down these catalysts, we could get a nice breakout here. A very nice looking chart. Hit 14 back here, hit it again, and now basing right below or flirting with it every day. So again, the catalyst 14.06, 14.09, and 14.16. If it gets through all of those, we could get a nice breakout. So, you never know how the market's going to open tomorrow. PCX could gap down and open at 13, in which case all bets are off. It could gap up, in which case we'll have to find a new entry based on low-risk setups that we teach. But as a general rule, if it opens somewhere around 14, I will buy some at 14.06 and or 14.09. And if it gets through 14.15, may even add there too, and hopefully get a nice breakout. As always, I will protect my downside like we teach in our chat room, all about defensive trading. So I don't mind scaling in, but I scale in if a stock's moving in my favor. I never average down. All right, so I'm going to wrap this up, and we'll follow up on Wednesday night with whether or not we traded PCX and how we traded it. Talk to you later.